Welcome to MVP Maritime Viewpoints on Marino World Online. I am your host, Ms. Lynn Bacani of the Marino World Operations. Joining us is Mr. Leo Bolivar, Country Manager of International Registries, Far East Limited Representative Office in affiliation with the Marshall Islands Maritime and Corporate Registries. Welcome to the program, Leo. It's great to see you again and fresh from the USA, huh?
Yes, good morning, Lynn, and good morning to all listeners and viewers of your fantastic program, actually. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for having me here.
You just came from US, right? For a meeting?
Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Actually, well, it's a business that I actually was summoned to attend, and this is the annual gathering of our Maritime Services Group, which is participated by regional managers and executives from 28 offices around the world. Yeah.
Leo, I remember Marino World exclusively covered your simple office inauguration in 2015, right? How is International Registries Limited Representative Office operating now? So what has changed since IRI Manila's inception in 2015?
Yeah, Lynn, I remember that very well. You were I think you are the only media who was here covering our soft inauguration, and that was November 10th of 2015. And during the time, I have only four employees. That includes myself. After actually 8 years, close to 8 years now, we have grown significantly. We have 27 staff, and we are actually providing services to 100 plus local clients. And this is pertaining to seafarers documentation services. And we have some dedicated staff also providing technical support. We have fleet operations, we have IT, and we have radio services in Manila now. So significantly, it grown bigger and bigger, and we continues to expand.
So you're still occupying a room at the fifth floor of the 5 Ecom Center in Mall of Asia Complex in Pasay City. What is the current size of the office, given you have additional staff?
Yeah. Good question, Lynn. Because we have not planned of leaving the same location, because actually when we started here, we only are provided with 300 square meters, and that's enough for me to run around 14, 16 staff in the office. But now, due to the demand of the increase of volume that we are handling, we have expanded recently, and I have acquired another 128 square meters from the building, and then we are actually able to put more of our stuff in the new area. So yeah, basically it's the same place, the same building, only we expanded.
And Leo, how did you come to join IRI?
Oh yeah, I remember it was in 2014, no, early 2014. I received call from the International Registries management, and this IRI management called me. Actually, they are calling from London and asked me if I will be interested to open or set up the office in Manila. And yeah, and I told them, yeah, why not? And I was during the time I was actually working with the manning agency as a money executive. And I did well. The normal thing you do is you submit your resume, and then you wait for them to call again. So then, fortunately, they called me again and told me that okay, then we have to formalize things. Then the rest is history.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what registry-related services do you provide?
We have a very comprehensive registry services being provided in Manila, and these are services for the maritime, basically, and focusing more on the seafarers documentation services. and seafarers involve issuance of the Seafarers Identity and Record Book, the SIRB, Marshall Island SIRB, and then we also have these special qualification certificates and officer's license. And other services includes also technical status board and some vessel registration support services. But the main focus, which makes sense, Lynn, is that we are focusing more on the seafarers. You know, Manila, this is the seafarers capital of the world. So it makes sense to be here and focus on that particular services. Yep.
And as country manager, what are your tasks? What are the RRI's Manila's responsibilities and obligations to your clients?
Primarily, my task is to stay one step ahead of our clients' need.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from managing the day-to-day, doing the general administration and everything, making sure that the office is running smoothly and efficiently, and making sure also that we are able to deliver what is the client is expected of us as a registry. We need to say when I say as a registry, it's a quality registry. So there's a lot of tasks there actually that revolves around it, but definitely it's the general management.
What, on the other hand, do you expect from your clients? How many ships are now registered in Marshall Islands or RMI?
Yeah. We have currently, as of January, we have around 5,300 plus and close to 190 million gross tons. And that is quite a huge fleet that we have now. And of course, with huge fleet and with being the third largest flag state in the world, there's a lot of expectations, both from our side and from our client side. And from our side, the expectation that we have is that we are able. The expectation that we have for our client is they are able to collaborate with us, work with us to create or to make a safe and secure vessels, and also looking at the welfare of the seafarers. And the expectation also from our side by our clients is that we are able to meet the IMO standards, the ILO convention, and in other instruments convention that would make it a sort of uh, uh, kind of a goal for us now that we are able to meet all of the requirements in this sort of it's the landscape now, the maritime industry, especially with coming up of all these new regulations. You have to keep up all the time. You keep you need to have this innovation and adaptation that you have to make, and that is always the expectation of the clients. That when they ask you that, how about being in conformance or in compliance with this, you always have to answer that yes, we are on top of that, and we are able to deliver that, and so are you. Of course, we are expecting that they are also complying in that matter.
So globally, you are undoubtedly expanding, Leo, no? How many of these ships are you serving in the Manila office?
Oh, yeah. We have actually most of the ships, if I would say categorize, I think most of this, bulkers, tankers, passengers. We have also the specialized ships in terms of, we have the offshore vessels. And we do service in terms of, because we have a decentralized system with IRI, and what we do is we move the workload from region to region, and I mean to say that region one, which is the Far East, opens up when we close down. Region two is open, and then region three, which is US, so on. So we just keep on working. So in terms of servicing the client in general, well, in particular, those calling in ports of the Philippines, we do fleet operations inspection, and then we also do some safety annual inspection and quality boarding. And yeah, it's actually a huge piece of the IRI's general services that Manila is providing. So it's a mix of everything. So that's how comprehensive the things we do here.
Mhm. What is the composition of the RMI fleet? Does it include small ships on average, particularly seafarer documents? How many documents does IRI Manila process per month?
Oh yeah, yeah. Just as of this January, we became the biggest production office, regional production office in all the IRI organization. And we are talking about 40% of the global production in terms of seafarers are being produced here in Manila. And we are talking about, uh, uh, let's say, 30%, 30% of the global population of the seafarers are Filipino. And 30% of those Filipino are actually holder of Marshall Island registry documents. So imagine that, Lynn, and how many are we producing? And that's 40% of global production. So it's a huge production, and it's just that last September we took over almost 100%, almost double of our current volume from Reston office, our headquarters. So we are talking about, if I do some kind of put figures to it, it's all about 18,000 documents per month. So
Mhm. Leo, what is your niche? What are the advantages of having IRI in Manila for RMI procedures in general and for both business entities and, of course, our seafarers?
yeah, actually, Lynn, IRI being in Manila, and I mean 8 years ago when we started in Manila, what we did is to deliver a more kind of a timely fashion services to our clients, especially the local ones. And Manila, being IRI, being in Manila, also give the clients the comfort that they will be able to get what they need in a way that it doesn't require a lot of a distant communication, coordination, and collaboration with our headquarters, which they were doing in the past. And also in Manila, of course, we talk from our perspective, the market in Manila, we see it as more on the seafarers market. There's not much of a vessel registration activity that we are doing here, but we do support because it's a centralized process we have, and yeah, it's more on the services that we provide, which actually we try to maintain that it is a quality service that we want to take away this notion about FOC, flag of convenience. That is not that's not the thing. That's the thing of the past, and that's not the thing that we would like to actually be tagged. And these are now we are actually FOC. We are saying that it's flag of compliance nowadays, and we are open registry, so the quality gets better.
Which RMI offices do you most frequently work with?
Manila office actually, we are representative office of Hong Kong in a setup that we started in Manila. it is a representative office, meant to say that we do administrative support for Hong Kong, but mainly all the tasks that we are getting are coming from our headquarters in Reston. So it's Hong Kong and Reston, but of course, in general, because of our decentralized system, we get to work also with our other offices in Europe and other offices in the Far East region, especially.
Leo, every business, as we all know, struggled during the pandemic. As one of the leading global registries, what role did IRI Manila play during the COVID-19 pandemic? What effect did the pandemic have on RMI operations in general, specifically the operations in Manila?
Yeah, actually, Lynn, there's, you know, the pandemic, it teach us a lot. Not only RMI, not only IRI, but I think everyone else. This is it's a game changer. It's nothing that we expected to come, but now what we have seen so far is that we are able to develop a more robust system and dealing with emergencies and dealing with crises like this. During the pandemic times, we had been able to actually cope up with the needs of the industry, especially our client locally, and of course from abroad. Because what we did is that we become more kind of a one team globally working together. So like what I mentioned earlier, it's a decentralized system, meaning to say that each and everyone has access to each and every workload that we have. So our workload can be accessed by an office in Europe or in US. So we never stopped. Actually, we had been able to pursue our function during pandemic, especially the seafarers. We are more busy because during the time, Lin, actually what was being required not only was the documentation for the seafarers, not only the license, not only the SQC, which is a special qualification, not only the SIRB or the Seaman's Book, but we are also issuing a lot of dispensations during the time. When I say dispensation, these are money dispensation because of the restriction of the uh, uh, deployment, restriction of repatriation, and so there is an imbalance of manpower on board the vessel. So most of the client that cannot send or deploy their seafarers timely would require dispensation, would require also extensions of contract, because we all know it that there's a lot of seafarers that has been extended on board, and those requires documentation, because once the vessel call on a particular port and they are actually inspected by the port state control, it would require documentation to justify their long stay, to justify their not meeting the minimum safe manning requirements. So it's sort of the workload doubled, but we are able to manage it. And I think it's not only with us; it's even the crewing agencies, the manning agencies has been actually doubling up their capacity during that time. It's the other way around actually. If you would say, if you would compare it to other industry had actually lessened their capacity, but the manning industry, we have to double our capacity.
Leo, what can we expect from IRI Manila operation in the future? We have this digitalization and decarbonization. What do you think the future holds?
Yeah, in terms of the Manila office, Lynn, we keep on, we are forward-looking company. We keep anticipating what is needed by the industry now and the future. We learn from the past. We have this sort of a solid plan that in terms of digitalization, our team are keeping it up. attending the regular convention, attending the regular meetings of the committees in the IMO for digitalization and also decarbonization. Those are the big thing in the future. So we try to maintain our status in a way that we are able to meet the requirements of the future. And this is being done by proactively participating in all those committee meetings. We have representatives, we have regular representatives. And of course, these are the things that we cannot avoid in the future. These are regulations coming up. And we always have this eye on those things, because that's one of our advocacy, is that we have to make sure that our clients can easily adapt when it's needed through our collaboration with them.
Any special concerns you wish to express or elaborate, please?
Well, I just want to express that our being here in Manila, since we started in 2015, we have experienced how the industry is very dependent on the function of each and every one. It's not only the flag state, it's not only the money agency, it's not only the national administration, the Marino, or it's an ecosystem that we all are involved, and we are all stakeholders. And one thing that the Manila office is willing and very much willing to do is actually to make sure that the continuity of this business being part of the ecosystem is that we are offering our best services. We want our clients to be at par with the standard that is being required. So we are here to collaborate and to work with them. And we are here not only with our client, but we are here to work with the industry as well. It's the whole thing, Lynn. It's the ecosystem of the maritime industry in the Philippines. And Manila office is here. We are present, and we are locally based. So meaning to say that we are within arm's reach.
Thank you so much, Leo.
Thank you very much, Lynn. It's a pleasure to be a part of your program, and this is something that actually had been a very good experience, and able to talk to you and discuss something about what we are doing, and I'm very happy. Thank you very much.
Mr. Leo Bolivar, Country Manager of International Registries Far East Limited Representative Office, in affiliation of the Marshall Islands Maritime and Corporate Registries. Thank you for watching Maritime Viewpoints. Stay on board, subscribe to Marino World Online for more meaningful maritime news and views. I am Lynn Bacani.
I've watched